And all it means is you got to choose that high-flying disc and keep choosing it until you have success at it. If you choose it and then you get lazy before breakfast, then not much has been accomplished. But if you choose it and are able to maintain it a little while, now results are going to come to you that are going to keep the momentum going. We promise you, you cannot have an idea that thrills you and then that pays off without understanding what momentum is. Law of attraction is the heart of momentum. But when you choose this and then you choose its opposite and then you choose this and then you choose its opposite, you don't allow the momentum to get going. You see how it works? But when you choose it and don't resist it and 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 choose it and don't resist it, this is the energy that creates worlds. And it's available to you. It's coursing through you. All these unseen but not unknown non-physical energies, all those who are supporting you and believing in you and knowing what you've asked for and knowing that it's all right, all rooting for you, never disappointed when you're not on that disc, but always there waiting for you to join. So then, you get really good at it. You're on the disc on a really regular basis. And when you start hanging out on that high-flying disc, guess who joins you? Others who are hanging out on that high-flying disc. So the funnest ones are there, the smartest ones are there, the nicest ones are there, the most appreciative ones are there. You live in a world and it makes you wonder, what's anybody complaining about? What are they complaining about? What's all that stuff that they're living? Don't think about that too long, but what's that stuff that they're living? Don't they know how good this life is? Don't they know how prosperous this world is? Don't they know how high-flying and good-feeling it is? Why don't they feel like I do, you see? Well, because they've practiced something else. This was a really good discussion. You feel like you can do it? You feel like that you sometimes are doing it? We promise you, you will never again not feel good without knowing why. You've just got some other momentum going. Never again will you not know. The question is, and we're putting it to all of you, is there anything more important than the disc you choose? Do you have options about which disc you choose? Are you likely to get better at it as the days go by? If you choose that disc and slip from it, does it matter? So if you choose that disc for 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 days and you slip from it, does it matter? Is your likelihood to stay on it better after the 2nd week and 3rd week and 4th week and 5th week? Do you know people who always seem to be on that high-flying disc? Do you know people whose worlds seem to go well all the time? Do you know people who bounce back from whatever's going on no matter what? Is it necessary that you stay only in that high-flying place? Is step 1 part of the equation? Is it all right to occasionally step into a different vibration with a different momentum? And what does that establish within you? A stronger decision or a stronger determination to move into that higher frequency. Can you get it wrong? Do you ever get it done? So what's the point of all of this? Now we really want you to think about this. What's the point of all of this? Are we talking about this disc so that you can then allow those things, those experiences, those people, those women, those cats, those dollars? Are we trying to get you on that disc so that all that stuff will then gravitate to you? Part of it. Be nice when that comes. But isn't there always going to be, aren't you always going to be standing in a place where you're making the choice? Aren't you always going to be standing in a place in your now where you're making the choice? So it's really a choice worth contemplating, because you can make it first thing in the morning or you can make it all day, every day. What disc am I choosing? What disc is this conversation on? Yeah, Abraham, I've been thinking. I drove all the way from San Diego to get in the hot seat because I wanted to tell you. Really? That's what you came all this way to discuss with infinite intelligence? What do you want to talk about now?
It's already been a really good day.
Yeah. It's a good day. It's a good day. And life is good and all things are possible. And I can do this. And I feel invincible. And I believe in the laws of the universe. I know that they're consistent. And I know that they're not working for me or against me. They're just working. And I know how they work. And I know about attraction. And I know about focus. I'm really good at that. And I know about emotions. And now I understand that emotions are the indication of the disc. And now I'm clear about what I'm reaching for. I'm going to choose the emotion first. I'm going to choose my point of attraction first. I'm going to watch what happens as I choose my point of attraction first. I'm going to tend to my disc. I'm going to tend to the spinning disc that I'm on. I'm going to be the center of my universe. I'm going to watch what comes in response to me. There's nothing more exhilarating than being a deliberate creator. I love living in this universe where there are so many options and so many subjects and so many things to think about and so many people that will play with me on any level of vibrational frequency that I choose. It is so rich with so much depth and breadth. I can't think of anything I would rather do than be in physical form out here on the leading edge, exposed to all of this contrast, choosing things and then watching the vibrational response to the things that I've chosen. Sculpting the energy, creating worlds, and never ceasing doing that. And playing with all of those who have been before, who are eager and still involved in what's going on in this planet, and sort of picking up where they left off, but not really picking up where they left off, but playing with them now. And realizing that every one of them, all those brilliant scientists, all those brilliant artists, all those brilliant songwriters, all those brilliant musicians, all those brilliant architects, all those brilliant athletes, all those brilliant everything that you can imagine, are now non-physically focused and available to me in their purest form. All of them there, ready to offer me insight and clarity on any subject in the world that I would choose. I have access to every single one of them. I want to get on that disc and I want to play with them. I want to play with them. I want to play with them in this world. I want to play with them in this world, you see. And then other physical beings will join me. And we'll have wonderful parties, wonderful momentum parties where our joy will just reach higher and higher and higher and faster and faster and faster. Our love will grow deeper and longer and steadier, where we will sustain ourselves in the vibrational frequency that we started in the vibrational frequency that we understand. Living happily ever after. We're not kidding you. Ever after. No ending. Ever after. No ending. No reason to experience anything other than happiness ever. It's your choice. It's there for you. We're all there, keeping it going, you see. Nice to know. Do you know how to find a thought that feels good? Not so much. Have we concluded that? Start again. Do you believe that? Start again. Do you hope that? Do you believe that you have a point of attraction? And do you believe that you have more control over your point of attraction than you normally exercise? Do you believe that you can get better at exercising your point of attraction? Is it helpful to know that there's a vortex full of all that you've become that would flow into your experience once you get up there in the vicinity of it? Is that helpful to know? Do you believe that your emotions are your indicator of which disc you're on? Do you believe it's possible to move from one disc to another? Do you believe that it's possible to move from this really not feeling good disc to this really good feeling disc easily? Do you believe that if you are on the disc that feels like hope, that it would be a fairly simple thing for you to move into an even higher vibration? Do you believe that the source within you is holding consistently that vibration and is calling you to it? Do you believe if you weren't doing that thing you're doing, that it would easily call you to it? Do you believe that negative emotion is your indicator that you're doing that thing you do? Do you believe that in the middle of recognizing that you've got negative emotion, that you can just stop it right then? Because there's momentum. Is momentum good or bad? Momentum is really good when you're on that high-flying disc and really not so good when you're on that low-flying disc. Is law of attraction good or bad? Or just consistent across the board? Do you believe that you have easier access to this high-flying disc when you are speaking generally or specifically? So if you're feeling really bad about something and you begin speaking in really general terms, does the momentum speed or slow? Now, we'll say it again. You're feeling really bad about something. You've got some negative momentum going. If you become more general in your discussion, does the momentum speed or slow? You're so smart. If you are on a really high-flying, good-feeling disc, and you become more and more specific, does that speed the momentum or slow it? Do you want to speed good-feeling momentum? Do you want to slow not good-feeling momentum? So we're talking about focus, aren't we? This has been an extraordinary conversation today. We've moved into places that we have not been before. It's always that way, co-creating at its best. Our favorite thing about the conversation we've had today is the emphasis upon getting out there ahead. It's the conversation about momentum. It's the understanding that we can feel has happened within you that lets you know that you can start in a neutral place and you can nudge the momentum in the direction of what you want. And you will be, in the day that you do that, a realizer of the momentum that you've set into motion. It doesn't take much at all for you to show yourselves the power of your creation. We assign no responsibility to you whatsoever for making this world a better place, because we will not ever acknowledge that it is not the perfect place right now. We assign no responsibility to you at all about things that you should be doing differently, because we think that the way you are bumping up against the contrast of your life is providing the perfect environment for you. We adore coming to a gathering like this and feeling the balance of energy within you and reveling in the shifting of that balance over the very short amount of time that we experience together. In other words, it doesn't take much conversation about that which you know and that which you are to activate resonance within you about it, you see. And that is the light. We've enjoyed this interaction. It's exhilarating to come together. Exhilarating. Do you understand that word? Exhilarating. It is the most high-flying experience imaginable by us, to come together with those like you who have been willing to expose yourself to enough contrast to expand into enough momentum that we get to ride and be. And then to watch you deliberately finding resonance with that momentum until you're flying and riding and funning right along with us. Can you imagine how exhilarating it is for us to stand in complete knowing of what we know and to speak it out into a room where many are listening, and to watch you again and again receive completely the resonance of what we've offered, and know that you're getting it at every level of your being. There is no satisfaction that is greater than that for us. There is no satisfaction that is greater than for you, who are part of us, to come forth and become more than you were when you were part of us. And then to throw to us that further expansion that you carved out. And then for us to hold that expansion steadily with momentum, and then to watch you come back into resonance with all that we have together become. There is no greater satisfaction in this eternal becoming that we are all a part of. We all make too much of all of this, you know. Life's going to cause you to launch those rockets. And if you care about how you feel, you're going to ride plenty of them. That's about as long as this seminar should be. You were born, you're good, you know what you want. Get happy, it'll come. There is great love here for you. And as always, remain stubbornly eternally.